Stanz. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if Jesus was to come today? It's judgment day and yet you're from drinking all day. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Cause there'll be no bribery, so that you might be forgiven for your adultery. What would you do? What would you do? There'll be nothing like Father forgive me. You had all this time to do that, but you couldn't do it ever. Robbing, killing human beings, involve yourself in drug dealings. Is that a kind of life, honestly, that you can believe it? This life that you're living once. No second chance, so use it wise, not living twice. Open your eyes, this is the time you realize. We all know the devil is a liar. Let's pray to our God and live the name of Jesus high. What would you do if Jesus was to come today? It's judgment day and yet you're from drinking all day. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Cause there'll be no bribery, so that you might be forgiven for your adultery. What would you do? What would you do? Don't let the devil touch your mind as if it is kind, and yet he is making you blind. Sweat is sin and sin is sweat. Let go of the world and make a Christian switch. The devil never stand for you, admit or say he was your friend. Jesus Christ who did that to the very end. That is the reason why he died for our sins, and he sacrificed his life. He's the king of all kings. Let's fight the darkness kingdom, let's do it by all means. What would you do if Jesus was to come today? It's judgment day and yet you're from drinking all day. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Cause there'll be no bribery, so that you might be forgiven for your adultery. What would you do? What would you do? If Jesus was to find you stealing with a gun in your hands and you addicted to killing, what would you do? Would you bow down on your knees? Would you say sorry? Would you cry? Would you fly away? You can fly away in his hands. Need to go into a doctor to give you some lucky chance. The mistake that we normally make is that we don't think about tomorrow, but concentrate on what we can have today. If it was to come today, what would you do? What would you do if Jesus was to come today? It's judgment day and yet you're from drinking all day. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Cause there'll be no bribery, so that you might be forgiven for your adultery. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if Jesus was to come today? It's judgment day and yet you're from drinking all day. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Cause there'll be no bribery, so that you might be forgiven for your adultery. What would you do? What would you do?